Hey there everybody, it's Jeffrey St.George with another episode of Thinking Shakespeare by Barry Edelstein. Today we're on chapter 6, which is Different Voices. So this chapter is about the height of Shakespeare's language. So what does that mean? Shakespeare's characters exist on a spectrum in the way they talk. At the very top of the spectrum is what we call heightened language. Heightened language is very poetical, or perhaps it's very formal. Perhaps it features allusions, alliterations, metaphors. Maybe it's really hard to understand. If something's hard to understand, that's a good clue that you're speaking in heightened language. And then off the opposite end of that spectrum, we have baser language, less heightened. So this is very direct, it's perhaps informal, it's perhaps crude, and Shakespeare's characters speak on this spectrum. Now, of note, Shakespeare's characters might speak at base and then go heightened, or vice versa. It's very fluid. Now, what Barry is suggesting you can use heightened language for is you can use it to determine the inner thoughts of your character, right? What are they doing on stage? You can use heightened language to figure that out. What is their motivation? What is their character relationship to this person? What are their circumstances? And in this way, Barry tells us that heightened language is a tool you can use to suss out Shakespeare's deeper meaning. So, an example comes from Hamlet. We've got Horatio over here, we've got Marcellus over here, and we are walking outside, going to meet Ghost Daddy, and Hamlet proclaims to, who knows, the air bites shrewdly. It is very cold. Right? So, what is Hamlet saying? The air bites shrewdly. That's a fancy way of saying, it's cold out here. Period. Then his next line, it is very cold. And so we have Hamlet saying, it is very cold, it is very cold. Why in the world would he say that the same way twice? I don't know, but he doesn't really say it the same way twice, does he? In one instance he's saying it heightened, and in the next he's saying it non-heightened. So, what inferences can we draw from that? Well, use your imagination. Barry's provided us with a couple of examples. Perhaps he's taking the first half to Horatio. The air bites shrewdly. It is very cold. By way of explaining to Marcellus, perhaps he's doing the whole thing to Marcellus. The air bites shrewdly. It is very cold. Or perhaps he's doing the first half of the line to them and the second half to himself. The air bites very shrewdly. It's very cold. Or perhaps he's taking the first half of the line to himself and the second half to the other people. The air bites shrewdly. It's very cold. Right? And in this way we have 4 different options that the scene could unfold in based strictly off the height of the speech. Pretty cool. Now, Jeff, which one am I supposed to use? Those were all so good and well done on the first take. That's up to you. It's up to you and it's up to your director. The point of this chapter is not to say that there is a right or a wrong way to do things. It is simply to say that you need to pay attention to the height of the language your character is speaking at. And you need to use that information to draw inferences as to their thought process. That's all this chapter is saying. So we're going to go into that a little bit deeper in the next video, but that has been your introduction to Shakespeare's heightened language. Now please join me next time, and do not forget, go Shakespeare! Bye-bye.